Idiot.
Hi guys, welcome to round 3 on the motion that we all talk about being selfish and stuff. I'd like to invite the Prime Minister to start the debate.
Idiot.
Based on your own self, in the end of the day, that you are not being influenced by other people, standing and by other people's decisions and other people's influence. And what we see, so what does mean by all decisions? It is like every type of decisions that you make, that even if it affects other people, we say that all decisions should be made based on a mercilessly and ruthlessly manner. So let's move on to my first argument in the first principle on why we should be selfish in the very first place. So in the current system now, in which that the world is already pure, in which capitalism exists and so on, we tell you that the only way for this individual, every individual to survive in this kind of world is to be selfish. In the very first place. Because when you do kindness and so on, that doesn't even give direct benefits to yourself. That in this kind of world, that you are most likely to not survive in this world. That you are most likely to only be on the lower standard in this kind of world in the very first place. So then the question becomes in which that is it true that you are the one who are most affected in the very first place? We say that when you live in a world, when you are being born in a world, that decisions that you make is all based on what you wanted, right? So the thing that the decision that you make, that the one that will be most affected is yourself in the very first place. Even though that decision that you make will affect other people, but we tell you that the decision that you make will basically be more, the one that will be more affected, the most affected is yourself. Therefore, we tell you that. So therefore, the question becomes on in which do we have the responsibility. Which one is important, the responsibility to ourselves or the responsibility to other people? So I always stated you on how decisions, the most affected will be yourself. So we tell that the responsibility becomes that the responsibility is more important for yourself, not other people. Because when we see that even though that the decisions that you make will affect other people, it could bring goods and benefits to other people. But we tell you that even though it brings benefits to other people, that you yourself will not even get any kind of direct benefits from them. For example, like you do goods for other people, you do donations for other people. But the thing that you get is not direct benefit to yourself. And we say to you that it is not okay for the current world, because in the current world that you will not climb the ladder and so on, that you will only stay at the same situation in the very first place. Please sit down. You will only stay in the same situation in the first place. And we tell you that is not okay. That we wanted that these people to be selfish and so on, because we wanted them to get the benefits that they could have in the very first place. What about it?
The very idea where you only think about yourself has led to family issues such as adultery, where you only think about your own self. How does it actually benefit society?
So we tell you that when we already started to have a selfish manner in the first place, right? So that is when even though those kind of issues will exist, but we tell you that it is still okay in the very end of the day, because even though that other people will be affected, but but the principle of you living in the world is for you to actually the principle when you live in the world that you will be the most affected, right? So it will tell you that it is not okay for you to trade off something that is so special for you that there is something that will affect you most for other people's benefits, right? Because we wanted to prove to you on how that being individualistic will give benefits towards yourself only. So when this happens, that even though there will be like those kind of family things, right? But we tell that this is the moment when now everyone will be dependent on their self only, in which they will not actually being dependent towards other people, because they notice that everyone is being selfish. So they will only be dependent on their self, that because of the selfish thing in the very first place. So we say that
what happens under your side of the house when individuals who only rely on themselves fail in trying to get the benefit from themselves? What happens under your side of the house when these individuals who are selfish try to get what they want, but they fail at getting what they want?
So we tell that even though they fail to get what they want, we tell that the blame the blame will go to their self only, because they are the one who does all the decisions, right? So the thing is that they will not blame any other people else. They will only blame their own self in the very end of the day, because they are the one who does the decisions, right? So we say that they will not blame game in our side. That the blame will only go towards their self only. So what I tell on the side, which in our side, I already proved to you on how that by being individualistic will give more benefits towards yourself, and it gives more benefits towards yourself rather than others. And we tell you on how that it is important for you to only focus on yourself only, rather than to focus to help other people, because you are the one who live in this world, that you are the one who are most affected in this cruel world in the first place. And the only thing for you to survive in this world is for you to be selfish in every kind of decisions that you make. And every kind of decisions that you make, even though that decision that you make is bad, but the blame goes to you and the blame does not go to other people. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Prime Minister, for that speech. In order to start the debate for opposition side, I'd like to invite the leader of the opposition. Yeah.
Everything has to be done in context, and in my speech I'll tell you, given the current context and situation in status quo, why what they are propagating is extremely harmful for the world and for society. I'm going to start off with important characterizations, tell you what this debate about, what this debate is about, our stance, and then move on to my arguments. Okay? This debate inside opposition is about, firstly, the best way to assess a decision, secondly, the impacts of that decision. We have the stance that we are against acting ruthlessly and mercilessly all the time. It may happen sometimes, but not all the time. That is our stance in this debate. Firstly, what is the act of being merciless? We tell you that it's firstly not having sympathy for other people and no consideration for other people, right? Selfish manner. Selfish manner is basically when it only benefits yourself and other people around you. You only think about yourself and other people around you. My rebuttal to be integrated into my argument, since it's a principal clash, it's a direct principal clash with whatever they are saying. Firstly, the principal justification of this debate. Selfish or selflessly? What does this selfish attitude look like? I'm going to explain on 3 levels. Firstly, political, economical, and social. Let me move to politics. Politics. This looks like the Malaysian politics, in which people contest for power and wish to stay in power and do everything by all means to stay in power. That comes in the form of gerrymandering and malapportionment, which is altering constituencies and reducing state sizes to favor your political party. This is what selfish is in politics. I will believe this is extremely harmful. I'll tell you why it is particularly harmful in the first section in my speech. Secondly, economically, the US, for example. The US is currently imposing steel tariffs on its allies and other countries. And also, the act of Donald Trump banning Broadcom from being bought over by Qualcomm. This is what selfishness looks like economically. What is it socially? Socially, it's giving a death penalty to someone who uses 1 gram of weed, for example. It's being completely intolerant and acting in a ruthless and selfish manner. It also comes in the form of being intolerant about what other people say and their perspectives. Why is this bad? Why is this particularly bad? I think this has been completely ignored from opening government. The magnitude of these harms has been ignored, and I'll enlighten you of what these harms are. Firstly, when it comes to politics, right? We tell you that this selfish and merciless manner, ruthless manner, encourages dictatorship, authoritarianism, like what happens in China and what happens in Africa with Jacob Zuma, in which he was convicted for extremely amount of corruption, and even with the Malaysian government. So we think that this is especially harmful in a place of politics in which you are a leader of a country. If you are a leader of a country acting in a selfish and ruthless manner, it's going to harm you and your country. And we think this is extremely bad to even consider, since their motion is that we should do this all the time. What does it look like in economics? The steel tariffs that I spoke about earlier indirectly harm the country itself, since consumer goods prices will rise, people will have less options, and there will be retaliation to these tariffs. And this is what is extremely bad in an economic standpoint. Thirdly, socially, this will encourage radicalization, extremism. For example, Zakir Naik, in which he propagates extreme use of Islam and jihadist movements, right? These people are extremely radical and intolerant about other people's view, and that's why they result to such motives in which they result to conflict, right? So this is what selfishness looks like, and this is extremely bad because in an era of conflict and division, this is further going to encourage this sort of division and drag the world into slums and possibly the Third World War. What is it bad for society as a whole, right? We tell you that now there's divisions between the privileged and the unprivileged. For example, if I want to become rich and not think about other people, I now only think about myself, become rich, and that creates a gap and division between the rich and the not rich, right? And being worse, and adding to that, I will not have an incentive to care about the people below me or the people who are less privileged than me. And this is why it's extremely bad to always act in a selfish, ruthless, and merciless manner. Moving on to what the main comparative is, right? They said earlier that the individual doesn't owe a responsibility to other people around him and owes the most responsibility to himself. We on site opposition tell you very simple things, right? That owing the responsibility only to yourself will harm you at the end of the day, politically, economically, and socially, as I stated before. And we will better benefit if we think about other people around us and not always act in a selfish and merciless manner. Before 6, I'll take one POI. Opening? Closing? No POIs. Alright, so just to remind you what I said, it's a principal justification of whether or not I should, in all decisions, act in a selfish and ruthless manner. We tell you that it's completely wrong and that it's going to bring much, much more harms than benefits, as compared to a society in which we help one another and develop as a whole. In our side of the world, we see a world in which that works together to develop economically, socially, and politically. That encourages you to think of other people, encourages you to be tolerant about other people, and encourages collective decision as compared to individualistic and selfish decisions. With that, I'm proud to propose. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much. The opposition, I would like to invite the Deputy Prime Minister.
I think the problem that exists within Galaxy School and the problem that site opening opposition have stated will be solved under site opening government. Later, I will explain on how we will solve those problems that exist within state school and exist within the paradigm of site opening opposition. But before that, a few rebuttals towards site opening opposition. Number one, I told you to is number one, I told you on how sometimes people should act rationally with mercy and and sometimes should not act with ruthlessly. We tell you that in those kinds of situations, it's not principally inconsistent. Their side are being principally inconsistent. How so? Because let's look at their side. Number one, they told you on how Xi Jinping and Jacob Zuma are empowered by gerrymandering or in Communist Party or so on and so forth. But then the moment that they will also, and there's also those kinds of situations still exist. But under our side, I tell you exclusively on how we solve those kinds of problems that exist within current state school itself. They told you on 3 aspects. Number 1, political, I mentioned before. Number 2, economic. Number 3, social. We tell you that economically, the moment that when people could retaliate, or the moment people could fight back the US tariffs or those kinds of situations that happens that are very cruel, that are very capitalistic, is the moment that we are going to create a better society, we are going to create a better global situation and welfare. And number 3, socially. We tell you that the moment when you are not dependent upon upon other people, is the moment that you yourself are going to take all types of action to improvise your life, to climb up the social ladder without anyone's help. Because we tell you that the dependency of on a particular person or on a particular party is very harmful and very risky. Now, moving to my argumentations. I'll tell you on 3 different aspects, which is political, economic, and social, same as side opening opposition. But what are the differences? We tell you, let's say politically, where gerrymandering happens, where a communist party are more likely to stay in power for centuries or 4 years. We tell you that the moment when people are going to act ruthlessly and mercilessly, is the moment that they are going to fight back, because they don't care what are the risks anymore. They are going to fight back what those kinds of leaders, they are still in power. Let's look at the recent of Robert Mugabe. The reason that he resigned is because he is forced to resign of the president's jobs. The reason that could happen is because people force it. The act of force is an act of merciless and an act of ruthless. Therefore, we create a better society at the very first place. Let's look under our worst case scenario and their worst case scenario. Under our worst case scenario, yeah, certain people might stay in power, but people could still retaliate against them. People could still fight back against what are those kinds of harms that exist within those kinds of parallels. But under their side, people are going to be afraid of fighting against the tyrannical government of a particular country itself. That is very much more better on the outside. Number 2, economically. Under our state scope, we have seen on how US, China has been a hegemonic power of economy. We tell you, the moment that small countries like small countries or low economic rates countries could fight back by retaliating, because most of the times, let's look production rates or production happens in small countries or developing countries, especially in India or Indonesia. The moment that they retaliate is the moment that those kinds of tyrannical companies or hegemonical power are going to starting to accept more of their opinion at the very first place.
Yeah, how do don't you think that the small countries better progress with the inclusion and cooperation with bigger countries as compared to working together and by yourself?
We think that under short-term circumstances, we will lose certain benefits. But let's look on long-term, because that's what side of the government really wanted. When you work with certain companies or certain countries, there are certain terms and conditions that apply that strengthen you for in the future itself. Let's look let's say in Middle Eastern, where US offers help, but in return they need to give out certain oil to the United States of America. Those kinds of principles that you need to pay back towards those kinds of countries does not really helpful towards your country. That's why the rate of currency of Indonesia is very low, because they held a debt towards the International Monetary Fund. Therefore, when you as a country or you as a political power don't act ruthlessly, the moment that it's going to be better for you as a party and for you as a society within that particular country itself. But aspect number 3, economical, socially, we tell you that that the situation under currency is very harmful. You as a person cannot associate because people are very hard, because your chances is very little. The moment that you act ruthlessly is the moment that you are going to have more power in those kinds of society. But before that, yes.
The very same idea where a political party acts ruthlessly and mercilessly is what led to the rise of the Holocaust. How do you respond to that?
I think that the rise of Holocaust because of racism, number 1, because adopting itself in Jews. But let's look under their side. The reason that Holocaust could ever happen because people of Jews don't fight back. Let's look at why they fight back or they receive help from other people. Therefore, those kinds of situations could be avoided in our circumstances itself. But let's look on second level of analysis, when social people, let's look when crime happens. We can know that people still have the rational calculus to act within laws and regulations itself. Because when they broke the law and they get caught, they are going to get certain risk. Therefore, they are going to still act ruthlessly and mercilessly, and at the same time follow the laws and regulations that exist within the school itself. And at the same time, to retaliate against the tyrannical government that are oppressing them, or people that are being oppressing them socially by many ways. Now, for example, by paying you a wage that is very low, or giving you very little chance for you to survive in these kinds of work. And with that,
thank you, the departments. Then I would like to invite the deputy leader of the division here.
We think that the most important thing in today's debate, when assessing why people make certain decisions, is to see the scale of benefit and the scale of harm towards the individual society, and which side better provides that. In my speech, I'm going to do two things. Firstly, I'm going to respond to the case coming up from OG, and secondly, I'm going to extend the debate and tell you the tangible benefits that we gain when individuals don't always act selfishly, and remind you of the things that Kishan had to say. But before I go on to extending the debate, firstly, a few responses catered towards OG. Firstly, on the idea of this analysis on how they have better political, economical, and social benefits. I'm just going to go through this very quickly. Firstly, we don't think that there was any much link towards why this would exactly happen and how this would happen. We think that even if all the benefits that they want to talk about, how individuals benefit towards themselves, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's sustainable. Meaning to say that even if China gets the benefit now, we think that eventually, when you're selfish and only think about yourself, this is why individuals are more likely to fight back. So we think that under our side of the house, we would tell you that politically, we have a better benefit because individuals who do actually cooperate with each other are more likely to be more political and have diplomacy towards each other. Meaning to say that when I'm diplomatic to my other individuals, that's when I'm better able to gain the kind of benefit of bilateral or multilateral relations, right? So we think we take that benefit. But secondly, on economical success, right? We think that when it comes to the idea of being only economically successful to yourself, we think that the comparative here is now that when we have economical benefit towards other individuals as well. We think that under our side of the house, we're more likely to have individuals care about other countries, meaning to say we're more likely to send aid, or we're more likely to send help towards countries who are less economically stable. So even if I'm less successful under our side of the house, we're more likely to help these countries and level the playing field. And lastly, on the idea of social welfare, we think we better take that issue simply because individuals now have an incentive towards actually caring about the other on their side of the house. We think that second response towards who do individuals owe responsibility to. Because the analysis coming from their side of the house was that individuals only owe responsibility towards themselves. But they never really acknowledged the kind of magnitude of harm that actually happens. Because the magnitude is two-pronged, right? Firstly, towards individuals themselves, because they told us that when individuals actually only rely on themselves, this is when the blame only pushes towards themselves. Meaning to say, if I am a failure, or I am a rich person who didn't get rich, or trying to get the kind of gain from my company, this is when I'm more likely to fail. And under their side of the house, these individuals have no form of support structure to make sure that this failure is actually acknowledged properly, and these individuals can actually get back and talk about the kind of individual benefit they want to talk about. But secondly, towards other individuals, right? We think that individuals under their side of the house will never have any form of access towards individuals who actually think about other individuals. So there's a lack of empathy, lack of understanding, and have access towards forms of aid or help, like poor people who never get access to welfare. Or secondly, we think that even if their side has some form of winners, we think there will always be losers as they do. But before I go on to extending the debate, any points? Okay. I have one extension towards you today. Firstly, on the kind of benefits we have when people act selflessly. Because acknowledging that individuals will now be more likely to act selflessly and in some of their decisions, this is when we have individuals who now understand that they don't only have to act on their own whim or the kind of things that they want for themselves. Meaning to say that individuals will act selflessly and empathetically towards other individuals. Meaning that when I, as an individual, realize that someone else needs my help or I need help myself, I will always have someone to fall back on, or to helping other individuals because they realize that something that they do actually has an impact towards others and not to themselves. So this is a world where individuals actually have a bigger form of community or a bigger sense of their place in the world. Sit down. We think individuals under our side of the house are more likely to be we think individuals themselves are more likely to find a form of sustainable happiness. Meaning to say that when I fall or when I fail to make any kind of benefit from the kinds of things that the kind of decisions I'm making for myself, I'm less likely to feel self-blame or antagonized towards myself. So this is when individuals are less likely to feel the kind of weight they have because now they realize that other individuals in society are there to catch them when they fall or help them when they have failures in their lives. But what are the impacts that we think we can better bring on this side of opposition? Firstly, on the idea of breaking the idea of inequality in society. Because now that we see that individuals acknowledge the kind of privilege they're in or the kind of plight of other individuals, they are more likely to want to go out and seek help towards these individuals. This is where, under our side of the house, rich people are more likely to act selflessly and go out to charities or towards social welfare and actually want to fund social welfare or ask for or be willing to give taxes towards helping social welfare systems. Secondly, we think that people are more likely to have discussions towards how do we best cater to these individuals who are already suffering and under less privilege than before. But before I go on to more of my impacts, yes?
Can you explain why recipients of the decisions made by these individuals won't be selfish at the end?
We're perfectly fine with these individuals also being selfish if it means that they're going to have a better livelihood at the end of the day. Because we think that on our side of the house, we have a mutual idea of giving back and taking. So we say that the rich individual may give to the poor, maybe the poor will also provide help for the rich eventually. We think that this is a process that only happens eventually with time, but we think we change that. Now secondly, on my other impact, right, on the idea of success and support systems. Towards the individual, we think that individuals are more likely to be open towards the critique of individuals, because now they have to listen and understand and empathize and not be selfish and only think about the way they're going towards. So we think people are more likely to be held accountable when they make mistakes, but secondly, they also make decisions that will affect the welfare of every individual existence. But secondly, towards society, we think we have better forms of support structures, people who are kinder, and people who are less likely to be hurt by others. So the comparative is very simple. Under our side of the house, we may have less individuals who are at the very top, but at least individuals are more like equal level playing field, where individuals can actually have a form of support system. And we think individuals also have a sustainable form of happiness where they not only help their others, but also help themselves. If you want a side that cares about the progressive society, go with side only.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I'd like to start the debate for the second half. And I'd like to invite the member of Parliament. Here I am.
This debate is basically what should we fight for? How should we act in certain decisions? Whether we should act selfish in all decisions or selfish in certain decisions only, right? But side opposition came up with a soft case, meaning that they said that, oh, we are not going to act selfless in all decisions, instead we are going to act selfless in certain decisions only. Meaning that is what, as my opening government said, that is very impractical in the first place, right? We believe that all the harms that they said regarding politics, economics, and social, we believe that all those harms does exist on their side also in this figure. That is because they said that, oh, we are going to act selfless in certain decisions also, meaning that these problems will also exist on their side in the end of the day. They said before that before I go on to my arguments, I will give a few rebuttals first. Firstly, they said that or the best way to act in most decisions is to act selflessly. We believe that is false because we believe that to survive in this cruel world that has been characterized perfectly by my opening government, we believe that the best way to act is not selflessly, but instead selfishly. Because in order for you to survive in this cruel world, is to act selfishly in the first place. Secondly, when they talk about how, these people, when they act selfishly, these people are going to steal from the poor. They will evade tax, they will do all these illegal things. But that's the problem. These things are just that, illegal. Meaning that even when these things are illegal, when they get caught, they will get those repercussions in the end of the day. I believe that is the problem coming from side of opposition in the first place. They fail to recognize that when these people are selfish, they will go to a certain extent that they will do illegal stuff in the end of the day. Because as my opening government said, they have this calculus, rational calculus, to not do this illegal stuff in the first place, right? And before I move on to name my extension, yes.
Where is the incentive for individuals in positions of privilege to help other individuals who are less privileged than them? Where is that?
Exactly my point. Mr. Speaker, we believe that doesn't exist. That the how privilege will help the less privileged does not exist on the outside. We believe that is okay because, firstly, we believe that these less privileged will be selfish themselves and they will work harder, ruthlessly and mercilessly in order for them to gain wealth in the end of the day. Yes.
How does law house react to being selfish in an already selfish world? How does it help to fix a selfish world?
This motion is not about, this policy is not about fixing a selfish world. This policy, as the government said, it's not about fixing the selfish world. It's about surviving. It's about living in a selfish world in the first place. Side of opposition fail to understand that, Mr. Speaker. So, moving on to my extension, which is the benefits of being selfish in the first place. The benefits of being selfish is simple. I'm going to say that people who are selfish get to survive in this very, very cruel world. When a person is selfish, they sure might act unreasonably or so on and so forth, but at least, but in the end they will be successful in the end, and they will still get the benefits of being successful in the end. And they also touched on the topic of people who go to extreme measures when people who go to extreme measures in the context of being selfish. We believe that people who go to extreme measures, we believe that these are the people who are in extreme conditions in the first place. These people who are in extreme, who go to extreme measures are in extreme conditions. When we recognize that these people are in extreme conditions because they go through this extreme, they choose to undergo these extreme measures, these people are more easy to be recognized, easy to be detected in the first place. That means easy to be detected in the first place, right? Last one, yes.
Why is the benefit towards an individual more important to the benefit for a community when those are the people most affected?
Mr. Speaker, we believe that firstly, two responses to that. Firstly, our opening government said that the effects of these decisions, the most affected is these individuals that makes this decision in the first place, right? Secondly, they said that why is the benefits of these individuals more important to the benefits of the community? That's where the problem stands out on this side of opposition, because they said that it's okay, it's a gamble. They are solely dependent on these people being selfless in the first place, meaning that the people doing selfless act is a gamble, and therefore they have not secured any form of benefits under their side, because they never clearly stated why these privileged people, even if they aren't selfish, would, even if they aren't forced to be selfish, would help these underprivileged people in the first place, right? So we believe that their benefits that have come from their side is it's more likely or not does not exist on their side in the first place. Even if it does exist, it exists in a minute condition in the first place. And with that, I'm proud to propose.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to invite the member of opposition. He doesn't consent to live streaming.
Yes.
Being selfish does not necessarily mean that you commit immoral acts. Being selfish doesn't necessarily mean that you kill others. We think that in this debate it has been wrongfully characterized because the usual notions of being selfish is that these acts are largely immoral. But we think that the very definition of being selfish itself is to act on your own best self-interest, which means that these interests vary between individuals. If a politician wants to, if his best interest is to gain more support, I think that it's also a selfish act for him to give money towards people just for the support that he wants. I think that is really subjective for you to characterize being. It's really wrong to objectify the notion of being selfish itself. Therefore, we don't have to defend why being selfish is necessarily bad, why being selfish results in a bad situation. We think that it's not mutually exclusive because this exists under your world as well. Because these people always, because these decisions happen on a daily basis, I think that individuals will have a different form of perspective of what is bad and what is good at the very end of the day. We think that being selfish now is good. So let's move on to the two main issues in this debate. Number one, which ensures the well-being of the first-person parties, which means that individuals who make these decisions or countries who make these decisions, right? And secondly, which side solves the problem of extremism as what their side wants to bring this debate into how it propagates the being extremist or having an extremist mentality at the end of the day. We think that from side opening, they say well, how responsibility of individuals outweigh the responsibility of societies. How under outside we are able to ensure the well-being of individuals. And therefore they responded by saying, well, there are more harms to society when you do this. Because we think, but number one, to give out some extreme measures in order to solve that problem. Side opposition wants people to hide these views, wants people to obey to the politically correct interpretation of what we should decide. Side opposition wants people to hide their real feelings. That's when they say that they brought out problems of populism, how dictatorship occurs. The reason that Donald Trump wins the presidential election is because he represents what the true state of US citizens. How the US citizens feel of the current government. They lose jobs. Immigrants are taking their jobs away. They are economically dislocated. The reason that Donald Trump wins is because he actively endorses selfishness in terms of being an American. He says that an American should have a job in the US soil. He was able to bring these narratives, and thus more people support them, signifying that these people really feels like these immigrants are taking away my job. These immigrants are unwelcome here. It's unfair for you to force people to abide to the usual narrative that exists in our society. But before moving on, yes.
It is established in status quo that there is a substantial independence between people. Given that, how does hostility and antagonism that comes from your side of the house of being merciless and ruthless help an individual gain the benefits that you want to propagate?
I think that being hostile or something that's being overly hostile is already catered to, because we have already stated that we won't go towards such decisions that does not follow the code of law. We think that we only voice out these decisions on acceptable platforms, such as the political platform, in which you have the right to free speech, which you are able to say something that is hateful, say something that is usually selfish. I think that it is okay for us to endorse these such decisions because it highlights the problem itself. Rather than they said when we want to hide this just for the greater good, right? How much does a greater good do to you when you are suffering inside? How much does a good society help to make a coherent society at the end of the day when these individuals suffer inside themselves, right? So we think that that doesn't solve the problem under their side. So, no thank you. So we think that, number one, this debate freaking revolves around how they say how the harms outweigh the importance on the outside. We think that it is not necessarily true. Because in these, you should always put yourself, prioritize yourself instead of anybody else, right? So in case that when you suffer, when you
Sir, last one.
thank you. So we think that it does not really reflect the debate and a fair basis, because these individuals have the right to be happy as well, have the right to be individuals, have the right to be themselves. I think that the narrative that you are trying to push for people to obey harms the development of that emotional security that these people have access to. I think that doesn't really solve the problem at the very end of the day, when you might see that there's many benefits, many progress happening, but these individuals suffer inside, because they are at one point they're about to burst, and thus extremism happens at a very larger scale than what your side has portrayed, what your side deems to happen on the outside. Because these individuals have pushed themselves too much, and at the moment they are unable to contain it anymore, these individuals go such an extreme measure that becomes largely uncontainable at the very end of the day. I think your side exacerbates the harms, therefore, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to invite the last speaker.
So let's review the fairest scenario for both the government side and the opposition side. So the fairest scenario would be an everyday scenario of something like, okay, so for example, I'm selfish, I spend more time at work, instead of going back to my family, I prioritize my work life more. So yes, I do get a higher pay grade, and it is short-term very beneficial to me. But in the end, there's always a bigger opportunity cost to be lost. For example, because of the best case scenario would be I lose quality time with my family and they bond without me, and I come home one day and I find out, oh, I don't know what's going on with my children anymore. And the worst case scenario is my wife cheats on me, I get divorced, and I start to reflect on my life choices very badly. There's always an opportunity cost bigger. I'll explain to you why. Because we are human, and we are that beats selfishness. Have you guys heard of the hartal, the nationwide hartal that Malaysia had? So that was a very, very big thing. Okay, so what happened was that the British colonized us, and all the races, and it was amazing because all these individual races with their own individual interests, they thought to themselves, hey, we need to fight for our country. We have this mutual intent that we need to fight for. So they came together despite all their individual differences, and they made a nationwide hartal. They pressured the British so much that in the British intent to be selfish, to be merciless, to be ruthless, to only care about themselves and colonize another country, in this scenario, selflessness proved to fare much better than selfishness. In the end of the day, what we want to achieve is peace, not fight violence with more violence. So we assume that if you have to fight violence with more violence, if there are going to be more people killed, more people harmed, more generations affected by this impact, we assume that what would happen is that society would be much, much worse off, whether at the minuscule individual differences rate or as a bigger society itself. We also see how they said that countries could progress if they became selfish with technology and science. Well, the thing is, I do agree that for in the short-term stance, you could benefit. Let me give you an example. India created maths almost 5,000 years before the rest of the world knew maths. And yes, they benefited greatly. Their agriculture, their architecture, they benefited greatly. But think about it, if they gave these ideas, if they gave the theory of maths to the rest of the world would have progressed faster because each individual mind is different and each individual mind has the ability to contribute to society as a whole. And if we were selfless enough to share our ideas with other countries, what would happen is that we would have much further progression than what would be in the latter scenario. So for the opposition's case, in their best case scenario, it would be one country progressing to only a certain limited rate because they do not have the other abilities and the other resources that other countries have to provide them to progress even further. So they'll go, progress, and they will stop. They will be stagnant, and that's the best case scenario. And we can all see why humanity, we need to keep evolving. We cannot stay virus scenario. If I were to act ruthlessly and mercilessly, and there was an animal's trunk that was worth millions because of medicinal properties, I would kill every single animal to expedite that trunk and get me money because my goal in life is I want to get rich. As a manufacturer, I want money. That is my goal in life, to profit. So I would act ruthlessly and mercilessly, and what I would do is I would kill this animal, right? I would kill the entire species, and the animal would go extinct. And along with this animal going extinct, it would not be beneficial to society because as a whole, the younger generation would not benefit from what properties this trunk had to offer. So basically what I'm telling you is that if you act selfishly or ruthlessly, the younger generation is doomed because all you care about is yourself. So you will never limit your expedition in order for the younger generation to benefit. And lastly, I would just like to address the point where the government said that everyone has the right to be happy. So our stance is yes, you have the right to be happy, but it's contradictory. So for humans with emotions, right, some of us like to work in NGOs to help other people. Helping other people makes us happy. So it's very contradictory to say everyone deserves the right to be happy. In our stance, we said yes, everyone deserves the right to be happy. If you want to be selfish in some circumstances, that's fine. You be you, bro. You be happy. And if you as a human, like you've been brought up that way, and you want to help other people, and you want